Hi, this is Bert Larson again. Thinking about the Iran war again. Uh, it sounds like the Khomeini's son took over. He's more extremist and fundamentalist than Khomeini was, and now we have to deal with him, which I guess is good for Iran because they do care about being Muslims, and a lot of them do, and now they can, really get back to the Muslim roots and do what Muslims do best, and really follow God the best way they can. But I think there is a solution which comes from religion, but no one seems to talk about that. But um, Christ said, "Turn the other cheek, don't resist evil, love your enemies." So if we loved our enemies, then we would pray for the new leader and hope that he is well and his family's well, and that the Iranians can have a good government and there can be peace, of course. And I'm not sure that that's really on the table for them anymore exactly, but if we pray for them, then maybe we'd pray at least that they can fight a good holy war and be happy. But if we do pray for someone though, and we love them, which we're supposed to do, even if they're enemies, then they tend to soften their hearts and think, well, maybe they're not really our enemies after all. And if we do good to those that hate us, then they'll see that hopefully that we're not really so set against them, and that we do hope that they're happy and we're willing to actually do something for them, But so my idea is to do something for them, which may sound crazy, but I'm a physicist and I have a lot of physics theories, and I thought I would send them over to them, which, they could use them for whatever they want to use them for, but, and they're new theories, no one's ever thought of them, I don't think, and I talked to ChatGPT and Grok about them, and they don't seem to think anyone believes in what I'm saying, even though it's kind of obvious from, like, how we look at thermodynamics and stuff like that, but, it's obvious, but people don't see it. But anyway, I want to share that with them, and hopefully they can know that someone's on their side, and in America doesn't hate them or wants them to be happy. And I'm kind of a religious person, so to me it makes sense religiously. Am I really totally hoping that the new Khomeini leader is this just happy all the time? And he looks like a nice guy to me, but so he probably is pretty happy, but he's probably a pretty virtuous person, really. But I hope his family's well, and I hope that we can stop bombing them, and that they don't have to feel like they have to retaliate and have a big war, and gas prices go up, and they have trouble selling their gas and oil, and and then I don't know, it's just a mess. But I hope it doesn't happen. But I hope that both sides can feel loved and respected, and work together, and which we don't seem to understand how to do with all the Democrats and Republicans fighting. But if we understood how to do that, then we wouldn't have this big fight. And I'm gonna try to help by giving them my physics if I can. And I just one person, but this physics could possibly help them with their technology or whatever they need to do. And I don't want there to be war, but if you take away someone's weapons they are an enemy with, it's really easy to think they're gonna be like Israel and just bomb them until Gaza is basically gone. That's the natural thing. When they're an enemy, you take away their weapons, and it's been shown in the history. That's what happened to some of the Indian tribes. The Americans took away their weapons, and after a while, the Americans just wiped them out. Genocide. Sad. So I hope the Iranians do have some weapons, actually, but I hope we don't use weapons, but I hope we can defend ourselves, and I hope the Iranians can defend themselves, and I don't want to see war, I don't want to see bombing. I think since Russia has weapons, we don't bomb them, right? We consider them our enemies, we wouldn't bomb the Russians because they could bomb us back. It's pretty obvious. That's why we don't attack them over the Ukraine war. But you might say something else, but I mean, that's what it is. And so, like, I don't know. I just hope that I can help them out and show them that I do have a friend in America, because right now they probably think Americans, I don't know, we all support Trump. We don't all support Trump, but, they probably think Americans just want to squelch him, which is really sad. Anyway, talk to you later. And my number is 317-727-4364 if you want to call me or text me. Always happy to hear from anybody. Thanks.